I watched the new Futurama last night, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't remember a single thing about it. So I watched it again just now, and I liked it better the second time. The first go-around, all I could really think about was what had changed. The big thing is the voices.
Have you considered donating your legs to the legless?
Or destroying documents for the shredderless?
They sound a little older, but the cast of Futurama is comprised of the best cartoon voice actors on the planet, so nobody really sounds creaky, just a little different. We're not in Julie Kavner, just let her retire you monsters territory here.
La 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 la.
Ironically, the most noticeably weathered voice of the bunch is Professor Farnsworth, who used to sound like a crazy old man. Now he sounds like a crazy old man.
The waste buckets indicate strong bowel function. Now, let's see how his brain is holding up to this sensory assault.
At worst, we're looking at like a 5, 10, 15% difference in inflection and delivery from how these actors might have done it 10 or 20 years ago. It won't take you too long to get used to it. Futurama reintroduces itself with an episode focused on streaming services and binge culture. It's not as vicious a satire as we probably need during the writer's strike and the public becoming more aware of prison labor grade residuals. But Futurama was never about to-the-minute, South Parkian social satire, and it gets at some of the broader underlying issues here.
You've got to make episodes faster! Faster!
Realizing that he hasn't accomplished a darn thing in the last 23 years, Fry vows to watch every TV show ever made, eventually binging all 13,000 some seasons of All My Circuits. The gang puts him in this robot suit that sustains his bodily functions while he catches up on the series.
I'm not entirely sure which is the air hose and which is the waste hose, but live and learn.
And he eventually becomes psychologically dependent on an endless stream of new episodes.
Here's our pitch. Remember that show, All My Circuits?
The one that got canceled 3 times?
Exactly! New episodes of that! That's our pitch.
This dependency creates a demand for new content, resulting in shorter production times and lower quality output.
To keep him from running out, we'll need to produce an hour-long episode every hour, non-stop, forever!
If Law and Order can do it, so can you.
The show becomes artless, an endless stream of meaningless drivel made without love or craft. The declining quality of the show sees Fry losing interest, and eventually they're making new episodes for literally nobody.
But I just couldn't get through the last few episodes. I mean, they were unwatchable.
They're so focused on the utilitarian task of delivering tremendous volumes of content that they lose the only audience member they had left. If studios really think they can replace writers and actors with AI, if that's not just a bluff to scare the talent out of striking, they think it because they think their viewers are stupid.
You're gonna get hit in the balls.
But recent box office numbers suggest that there is a limit to how much dog shit you can shovel on the average American's plate before they tell you they're full. It's common sense that you shouldn't water a franchise down, that Star Wars is only special when it's special, and we'd rather have one really good movie every few years than tens of hours of middling content every 12 months. But if you ask me, it is a bluff. If studios really thought AI could do what human actors and writers do, they would have issued a cease and desist by now to whoever's running that AI-generated Family Guy channel for an audience of dozens.
Here's another version, which involves a bit more of a twist. The story of how your mom and I meet is the same as the story portrayed in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
What's that one about?
Well, it's about an epic quest where Link. I would rub my sweaty balls on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Instead of the scary door in this episode, we get the scary mirror, an obvious shot at Black Mirror. The jokes in this segment are very, what if Jerry gets an iPad?
What now, motherfucker?
With cheap riffs about NFTs and Siri. I was worried this would be what the new Futurama is. Just easy riffs on instantly dated topics. But this is the only part where they really do that, and it's to make fun of a show I don't like, so I'm cool with it. Here's why I don't like Black Mirror. I think dystopian science fiction is, not always, but usually, actively harmful. Star Trek invented the smartphone.
Uhura to transporter room. What is the emergency? Respond, please.
And Orwell suggested that consumer electronics could track and trace the user's activity. Maybe I'm wringing my hands a bit here, but it seems to me that speculative fiction is self-fulfilling prophecy. The kind of people who fetishize and finance the development of new technology They seem to do it with no regard for the consequences. They just like shiny shit. So if you're going to give these assholes ideas, give them good ones.
We're going to show you the top 5 automatic blowjob machines.
I've always liked that Futurama's world of tomorrow is bright and cheery with the promise of adventure, depicting mankind as hopeless in the comedic rather than tragic sense of the word. You know, like, oh, you're hopeless. Anyway, I think the new Futurama is a welcome return. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the new season, and though this is more of a C+ or a B- episode than it is an all-time classic, it's a better comeback than the last time this happened.
I dreamed that God would be forgiving.
Bet you can't hit the subscribe button before this video ends.